good morning, viewers. You see onto EBS Reloaded, and today is Special Wednesday edition of Daybreak. By the grace of God, we're already running into the 10th of January, the year of our Lord 2024. This morning, we have in our studio, it's a plain full studio team. This morning, I have with me Ugeame, Miriam, as my partner, presenting this morning. And of course, we have also wonderful, robust discussant, television discussant, familiar with the broadcasting service. This morning, we have an attorney of the Federal Republic of Nigeria talking about barrister team engagement.
Good morning, Mr. Kayode. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm okay, thank God.
So, and also we have Dr. Reverend Ima Jacobs, prolific writer, and
I'm not a doctor.
Okay, Reverend Ima Jacobs,
I'm Brother Emmanuel Jacob.
Brother Reverend, what's the difference between Brother Reverend?
Not Edda, not Edda, not Edda,
Okay.
not Edda.
Brother Emmanuel
Oh
Jacobs.
God, it's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, it's a
Happy New Year
prolific
to you.
writer and the defender of the women.
They don't even allow me to defend them anymore.
So this morning, thank God, we are going to be looking at a case that we highlighted initially. On Monday, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, suspended the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, that's her name, following controversies about financial transactions she authorized in her ministry. Somebody who's supposed to be the alleviation, a Minister for Poverty Alleviation, now is being involved in, cornering the poor's resources into her own coffers. Humanitarian and poverty alleviation turned into personal arrangement and encouragement. And usually we have suffered all of these forms of, because people will say normally that women can be better entrusted with funds. We just still struggling with the case of Diziani Madike, one of the kitchen cabinet ministers of defunct former president's administration, Jonathan Ebele, good luck, doctor. And now we have Diziani. And somebody just said, sorry, now we have Betta Edu. And somebody just said that, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu can be better than our former president, Muhammadu Buhari, who does not, who seems to support or covers up for most of all of those issues when they are highlighted. We're going to look into others. How did we get this far? Who do we trust? Women advocating for, better representation in governance, and now we have so much scandal from the. But however, we have women like Iweala Okonjo, we have late Dora Akuyele. These are women too, from the same descent who serve the republic and live in their hair high. Let's start with barrister engagement this morning. So, what do you have to say as an attorney, quizzing and questioning all of this? Do you still have trust for these women advocating for? What they call gender
equality,
and all of their pursuits politically. Do we still need to trust them with their public fund and offices?
Of course, the fact that we singled out one woman does not mean that other women are equally the same. No, we cannot just use them. Maybe Diziani or Betta Edu. Although Betta Edu case, as a lawyer, I have to be very, very skeptical in my choice of words because she has not been indicted. So let's face reality. No court has found her guilty. No panel has even found her guilty or indicted for wrongdoing, for us it will speak. The only fact is that the president suspended her from the office. She had not been totally dismissed from the office, just pending her investigation. That is another claim. That is the standard that when you want to probe any minister or anybody in the office, you suspend that person from the office first, so that he or she will not interfere in the process of investigation. But let's come back to Betta Edu. Betta Edu is supposed to have known better, as her name goes, that I think she has served in Cross River State as a commissioner. So now she was made a minister, and she's supposed to have known the do's and don'ts of the ministry that she's serving. The ministry is a new ministry, a good one for that, created by the previous administration. And if you also look at that ministry, the scandal that have been coming out from that ministry is stench, because the former minister there has that served under Muhammad Buhari, what is her name? She had some questions to answer about wasting billions of naira under her watch. I think she was invited to EFCC recently. I think she has honored, I'm sure she's still in the custody of EFCC as we speak. Over some billions of naira she misappropriated, and as usual, it's a Nigerian thing, it's a Nigerian government thing. But for the case of Betta Edu, for now, my personal opinion, everybody have been crucifying her, but my personal opinion, I have not crucified her for now. On pending the outcome of the investigation, of the president set up a panel to investigate her activity. What happened? She raised a memo, knowing well that the office of the accountant general don't pay money into individuals' accounts. They pay money into ministry, department, and agency accounts. So whatever contract you've executed with either any of the ministry or the agency, it's really the agency that's supposed to pay the contractor, not the accountant general paying directly from the federation account into an individual account. Yeah. That is very, very wrong. She raised a memo. And I think according to the accountant general, that Dr. Mayden said she did not approve or obey the memo. She has not, based on the instruction that given by Betta Edu, but she has not acted on that memo. But the memo was only leaked to the public. And when it was leaked to the public, you know, as usual, the era of social media and all that, it was blown to high heaven that, this is wrong. And before the president now said, okay, you know, people have been commending President Tinubu for being proactive by suspending the minister, because we've not seen such in a recent time. But even apart from, who do I say now, since 1999, apart from Obasanjo, who have that zeal, that ability to do that. I did not even see Goodluck Jonathan doing it. All through Buhari's administration, you discover that the corruption in Buhari's administration stage, very high level corruption. Up to now, nobody has said anything about it, because if you have to open the book, because I know, like the other time, that corruption cannot fight corruption. The executive cannot fight executive. APC government cannot fight the previous APC government. So it's always very, very difficult. When Buhari came, yes, he tried enchanting one or two persons under PDP. They succeeded to some extent. But now, you discover that the only thing President Ahmed Bola Tinubu did was to also recharge people like Emefiele. All of us know why Emefiele and the former EFCC chairman, why he singled those guys out to use them as scapegoats. But for me, I still believe that this government doesn't have that ability or that political will to fight corruption. Forget whether he has suspended Edu or not. That is not the issue. He's just using only Edu as a scapegoat. But now, I've still, in my opinion, I don't want to go by on the other side of the public that Edu is corrupt here and there. No, she shall not be found, she shall not be indicted until the panel come out with their investigation and discover that yes, he did this or she did this or she did that.
Now, but do you think that the president's body language will do good to the entirety of the political system? Will it do good, his body language?
Let me tell you, what the president just did there, he just want to...
there's something like just want to.
No, let me tell you, actually, I know the president, all of us know him.
We know under the system under which we operate, Nigerians tend to react because there's already a distrust. Even the presidency is not trusted to an extent.
Thank you.
Now, what we are saying is that could there be a strategy of the presidency to make the people, Nigerians, believe that he has a body language of non-tolerance? Because he just said that we had, or is it just a game or a cover-up to distract Nigerians further to see that?
Let me tell you, is Betta Edu the first person to be indicted by the public that they are corrupting under this administration? No. When the Senate president said he have sent email to your bosses prayers and all that. When what did the president say? Did he even utter anything? Did anybody say anything?
No, that was different. That was a different case.
No, it's not a different case. It's corruption.
Corruption is corruption.
No, it's corruption.
It's corruption.
Yes. So what I say, the president kept mute, nothing. He did not say anything.
When is
so why is he now acting on Better Edu as if okay? There's another minister now, Lubumi Tunji-Ojo, whom I'm well pleased with his performance so far. But on the long run, there's another kind of form going on there now. The president has not said anything. Why not also use the speed he uses suspending Edu to suspend Olubumi Tunji-Ojo? That is, let me tell you, Nigerian, they will do selective justice.
Okay.
There are some certain things that will come that the president will turn his eye to the other side. But this one, no, because let me just use her as a scapegoat.
His Excellency, the former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, just reacted yesterday to the suspension of Better Edu, that though it's commendable, but it's not enough. And here we are again, we are saying that some other things happened and the president did not even take it up. Now he took action on Better Edu, and people are saying, no, it's not enough, you can do more. So what are we expecting the president to do outside the suspension?
That is what I'm trying to say, that Better Edu is just a scapegoat that had not been used so that Nigerians can commend the president, because a lot have been happening before the Better Edu issue. The president has not said anything. So the fact that he's using Better Edu as a scapegoat does not mean I have to give him I don't have to applaud him.
Then why do you think he's using Better Edu as a scapegoat? Because Better Edu before now, as the national woman president of the All Progressives Congress, she was very close to Tinubu. So why do you think Tinubu is using her as a scapegoat?
Yes, that is my opinion. I said anyway. Okay. I said that's my opinion. But like I said I'm not speaking for Better Edu here.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to tell you now is that Better Edu have not been indicted. He always raised the wrong memo that she's supposed to have known that such does not happen in the government environment, that it does not happen in ministry, that money is supposed to be paid into the ministry account before onwards to the contractor, that you don't pay money directly to the to individual's account. So what I'm waiting for the panel to do is that let them investigate whether that contract that was awarded, if it was executed in the first place. You see, many things happen in ministries, that contracts that you award contract within, okay, those homes that they said they verified. I think they said Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Ogun, and Lagos State, or about the states that they said they verified that they gave them this contract of 580 something million naira. So did they actually execute the contract? That is what we'll look at. If that contract was not executed and the minister is raising memo for payment, then he should be tried, not just suspension alone. He should be dismissed and tried. That is corruption in highest order. But for now, I cease to speak because the investigation is ongoing. Let's not put the cat before the horse. Let's wait for the outcome of the investigation before we can now totally condemn her and say, oh, she's actually corrupt. For now, there is nothing. She only raised the memo, and thank God the Accountant General did not actually act on the instruction of the memo. So let's wait for the outcome of the investigation before we can say anything further about the minister. But for the president, I'm saying that this is not the first time issue of corruption had been raised in his government, but this is the first time he's taking some certain step to make sure, proactive step to make sure he suspend a minister. It's commendable. I'm not trying to condemn saying that the president has not done well. He has done well, but in my own opinion, he's only using Better Edu as a scapegoat in order to show the world that he wants to fight corruption. But I know he does not have the political will to fight corruption in this country.
But yet, it hasn't been proven that her actions is corruption. In a social management approach, it was only a wrong memo.
Thank you.
Except there is something behind which the public hasn't gotten, which is revealed to the president, that is making him listen. We're in a country where if you are not in my very good book, not good books, somebody. Number two, there has been this man issue trying to intimidate women growth. Don't forget when this lady from what you call Kemi There was a okay.
Adiola.
Yes. Oh, you remember?
Yes,
Who was what the
Yes.
minister?
Former
for-
Minister of Finance.
Yes.
Over the
Adiolu.
You know,
Adiolu.
Adiolu now.
Yes,
Kemi
now.
Adiolu
Now-
from Ogun State.
Yes, from Ogun State. She was trying to introduce such reforms that will help manage the economy very well. Just because, I mean, her concept and approach was scientific. Let me use the word, trying to paint what I'm saying. She wasn't opening up for people to corrupt. That is, I'm talking about social management. I'm not talking about justice, where you talk better. You just discover that she was, an issue that wasn't her problem was raised against her. Good enough, that lady was very fast. She resigned and made a public statement.
Honorably.
And because she made a public, that was what killed the case. Because she was trying to defend herself. In case, like you said, this lady has just made a little mistake that has not been proven by investigation also. Not also forget that, hey, for the fact that she was a voicemail for women in APC does not make her a good manager. There are certain things we don't marry together. What we've been saying okay, let me continue. Tinubu cannot remove and reduce his, in quote, value for Nigerians by this action against her, because no Nigerian, listen, I'm trying to say, I'm Emmanuel, no Nigerian so far, except your APC, is satisfied with Tinubu's office, and the corruption behind is becoming a president. All of us know that. However, we are expecting that he should begin to redeem his image if he has any capacity to do that. If he should do that, it should be an overhauling system.
No, excuse me. No, your statement can be a little bit, you don't have the capacity to describe a sitting president as not having the credibility, because now, look, there's no presidency, there's no election in the world where you don't have hiccups. Now we have a sitting president of the Republic of Nigeria. In your capacity, you don't have...
As a Nigerian.
As a Nigerian, you don't have the capacity to discredit a sitting president who now feels that this is what I need to do. Now the issue is she raised a memo to pay public coffers into a private account. That is fraudulent enough because she has been commissioner. There's no defense about that.
That's why I'm agreeing
now,
with
today her passport has been seized.
that it is not a crime until it is proven in a court.
No, that's your just
No, but the
explanation.
intention behind the memo.
No, we are looking at what will this portend for Nigeria. There's there's no perfection in any system. Even in the United States of America, Donald Trump is still, he was handcuffed. He's still being indicted for some of the actions he took while he was president. So be careful about your judgment.
Now let me clarify what I've just said.
Now,
excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, just hold on. We are looking at Emefiele was suspended. Today he's still facing trials. Now another person is being used as scapegoat, as you say. Now all of this body language, not until we get to where the presidency or the ruling party is aiming at. Don't you think that all of this body language of the presidency can help Nigeria in a way?
In what percentage?
No, you're not
One
looking at percentage.
aggregation.
We are not looking at percentage. One person's error can cause calamity to a nation. One person's error can also straighten some wrongs in any system. We are working towards perfection. We are not yet very far from the perfect system. The presidency is still, under, acceptance or whatever, credibility, whether it's credible or not, but we have a sitting president. Now he's coming out to say, let's start to do what we can to make sure that the losses, you gave an example of some people who resigned because they were indicted. This woman...
They was not that they were indicted, they were supposed to be
the fear of indictment, that's conscience.
No.
That's conscience.
It was
that's conscience.
Okay.
That's conscience. Now,
yes.
where we have had people who have stolen this country blind, you're talking about Diziani. Diziani stole blind 80 million to buy jewelries. That's crazy. And we still have a lot of them stealing. And stealing. Forget about the presidency, how he came back to power and all of that. People have the right to squeeze and scramble and use all manner of whatever, but we have a sitting system. Errors are there's no wrong that is going to, that's going to prevail to the last. Every error must be checked one day. Tinubu has his day of judgment. Every error, whether he won properly or not, he has been sustained by sitting institutions in Nigeria. Now, this woman, what she did before the public, are you defending it that is right, or because she's from the East?
Let me concur with
Listen,
you know why? Listen, at least the little knowledge I have in administrative law,
right.
no minister comes to the public and issues any statement or in writing without a scrutiny and advice of her cabinet. That is done everywhere. I don't want to insinuate that possibly that memo was organized to indict her. I don't want to go to that extent. But when it comes to administrative law, there are institutions and primary institutions within the ministry that helps her present her papers. That is number one. Number two, it wasn't just a day's business. It could have been the same system. Don't forget that she was put into a system that was very rotten with corruption. Very, very rotten.
So she's corrupt.
She's
So,
dancing to
excuse
it.
me.
No, she's corrupt.
No. Possibly there could have been a kangaroo plan ahead of her to try her capacity. I'm trying to raise up issues as a writer and as a researcher that before this came, there could have been premonitions of, let us see if she can detect an error. That is her own personal issue. If not, if it's a person like Emmanuel, let me not talk about Tom here that I know a little bit, about 20%. Somebody should have been able to scrutinize. That is why we say, before you don't appoint people into office because of political patronage. Before she could come to that place to be, you remember the role she has played. So she was just being compensated publicly. I mean, because of her party involvement. That is one of the problems that we have. We are not looking for the right people in right offices. Number three, don't equally forget that it was APC creation, which, okay, every government has powers to create an office they want to use to channel. Have they finished investigations of ministers who carried out trillions of naira, not billions, that have not been fully investigated? Now, when we raise these issues, now we come to a conclusion that there is an error we don't yet understand that is manifesting. I wish I'm in her shoes. I would have resigned, not immediately, and then make us know, let us know, and reveal what has transpired in the office. That's why I brought in the issue of this lady that left. She had a clean record. She didn't want anybody to mess up. After all, she's an American citizen that came to serve us here. And
UK citizen.
UK rather. And she was a financial guru too. Not that she was a failure. She wasn't even in the party. It was the same man who recommended her by the crew that had the APC in that government that brought her into office. Now let us look at the Nigerian issue, micro and macro issues that affect our administration here. And that is why we're going down. Sorry to have used the word going down. I am Emmanuel. I use my words. Now, if you look at what has happened in primary activities in the political system, you just discover that we are not yet trying to build an institution that will defend us and build our economy. I am not interested in who sits in the office. I'm interested in the well-being of my children and your children and the future of our children, not through the waste pipes. If it is a good system, a man like the Senate president would have resigned for his mistake. That is the kind of system we want.
Exactly.
The man would have resigned from that office when he made a corruption statement. Not a corruption endemic statement. That was enough for him to resign. It's just that we're in a system where nobody is trying to put the value of the future into consideration.
Now that people are not resigning, sir, you know, concerning this, we also, I don't know whether you followed up a story through where you...
I have been following it up, and I'm no longer interested in it. You don't know I'm not interested in it.
Captain General also alleged that there was this meeting that was supposed to hold in Kogi State where she and her teams, bogus team, they ordered...
She's not from Kogi State.
No,
so some administrative officers, departmental head, had prepared. It is in her ignorance. Listen, if she is balanced in fields of basic accounting, basic administration, she wouldn't have recommended. So are you hearing me? She couldn't have. I've started on the management accounting at that level. Listen, if she has sound knowledge, that's why we're looking at this. Who do we appoint as officers to manage our economy? Not party patronage. Because the father supported me, the grandfather was this. This was exactly. Look at one boy at the age of 26.
No, sir.
Listen. Now, what I'm trying to give you a comparison.
Hold on, sir. My question is, there is a second account of how she appropriated public funds into her personal account concerning a meeting that was supposed to hold in Kogi State.
Yes.
By her contingent, and there was no airport. She collected money for tickets.
I've gone through that. I've gone through that.
You have
now
gone
listen.
through the story.
Who prepared that?
Who prepares it? prepared for.
institutions be helpful before her table or under her table. Now, this is what I'm trying to say.
No, we are from a system where they say order from above. You know, this is a very
Listen.
abusive system.
Listen,
Now-
in her system, I mean in her capacity,
Yes.
if she knows what risk she was running through,
No, maybe she has been doing this. That's what you don't
okay,
understand.
I don't
let's-
know.
No, now,
No.
wait,
Let
okay,
us-
now the
let's-
question, sir. Iweala Okonjo have done all of this, your defense.
Yeah.
Iweala Okonjo is also from the same descent. You know, we had Dora Akuyemi.
She's from Cross River, she's not an
No,
Igbo
but, you
person.
know,
Edu is from Cross
No, but you know,
Edu is from Cross River, not
wherever
an
they
Igbo
are from,
person.
wherever
South,
they are
south.
from,
South, not from
South.
Southeast. So
South,
get that
South.
one clear. She's
Listen
not an
to me,
Igbo
listen to
woman,
me, sir.
and we're not trying to describe. We're talking about capacity,
Yes.
knowledge, and ability to administer
No,
justice.
you know, because sentiments can come to play
Reverend
when
Emmanuel.
it comes to
Yep.
issues.
You said that she may not be aware of the happenings of public offices, but I want to disagree with that because before
in
now,
her present office,
Before now, she was a commissioner for Earth in Cross River State.
Okay.
Because at the state level, commissioner is almost like
A minister.
a minister at the federal level. So she must have understood all these workings.
this level
when
of
it comes
corruption
to
may not
public
have been
space.
going on too. Let us try to assume. But if not, let us stop this matter
Corruption
here.
has no level.
How do we manage
If you are
to
in it, you
secure
are in
our
it.
future?
Yes, if you are in it, you are in it.
Then if you have
can
a
come
capacity-
here, you can come here and defend corruption.
Listen,
you can come here
listen.
and defend corruption.
It's not
Now,
a defense.
we
I
are
am
saying
here to
that
say
the
that
case in point. Listen
if
to
she
me, sir.
had known,
Sir, listen
the
to me,
person
sir.
would have been for her
What
to
we are
resign.
good
for
now
her
that she didn't
credibility.
resign.
That's
now
my
that
own
her
judgment.
listen, ma. Listen, sir. Now that she didn't resign, her passports have been
She will face the music because of
her
her
passports have been
ignorance.
seized. EFCC is after her, so that proper investigations can be carried out.
It was not her mistake. It was the mistake of those who administered the process and bringing in the
sir,
wrong person.
Sir, let me say, come in here, sir.
Yeah.
I really disagree with you, sir, by saying it was his subordinate and the
It's not
people in
true.
his. No.
No.
That is her ministry. She cut the shot.
That's
Her
it.
ministry. That memo was raised by her.
By her.
I know that some officers in the ministry who also vent such memo. But my thinking is that they've been doing it before now.
No, she accentuated, even if she
She,
didn't
she
raise the
even
memo.
agreed.
Yes, she accentuated.
She said,
Yes.
she raised that memo that she, in her own defense,
Well,
she said there's nothing wrong paying such money into private accounts. It does not account. So, no, she's trying to justify that memo that if such contract had been actually executed, and the ministry confirmed that it has been executed, that payment should go directly into
this
the
account.
private account,
Yeah.
which is very, very wrong. Administratively, is very, very wrong.
Very, very long.
Very, very wrong. So, for she to have done that, and even trying to defend it that there is nothing wrong, even before she was suspended by the president, she came out to say, no, there was nothing wrong in what she did.
Well, I've not seen that very well.
No,
I've
yeah,
not seen
of course,
the
she said,
record.
even before the suspension, she came out and said, no, nothing wrong with what she did, that she only raised the memo that money can be paid into private accounts. So, other administrative laws and
Processes,
issues we are not brought to her. Say, look, this is the rule. This is the standing rule. You don't pay money from federation account into individual's
Into
account.
individual
And you either pay into the ministry or department or
That
the
is-
agency's account. That one pay
But
for
that
the,
is why I say we want to extract the micro aspect of it. We are looking at, we will still equally look to the micro.
micro or
You
that pending
understand?
the investigation.
Investigation.
The investigation will review
Because
all this.
There are undertones,
micro
there are
analysis.
activities that
Yes.
had gone round,
Round.
collaborations and hoping
Exactly,
to.
exactly.
So we are not
That
even
is
looking
when,
at that.
that is when that is when I said
investigation.
we should wait for the investigation.
That is exactly.
Those micro analysis you are talking about.
Hmm.
The investigation will reveal all these things. Whether it has been done before, whether this is her pattern since she came into the ministry, or just if not the fact that this memo was leaked to the public. Nobody will know what.
Hmm. Nobody will.
Exactly.
And nobody will know. They should also investigate the office of the Accountant General whether she has been doing that. If she has not been doing that, why would the minister raise such memo?
Such memo.
Good.
So the fact that the thing is coming to public now, the office of the Accountant General is telling us that yes, there
Is
was
it-
such memo, but she did not actually carry out the instruction.
But I do still remember the same office of Accountant General that we had 80 billion naira.
Nara, that yes,
that
exactly.
was revealed.
We,
not
know,
just revealed.
we know that a lot
Let
of
us leave this-
corruption.
let us
I
leave
said,
this matter.
see, if you look at from 2015 when APC came to power, I will tell you corruption. Let me tell you, see, but I know President Ahmed Bola Tinubu will not probe Buhari's government. Look at there's this issue that is all over social media everywhere about one Tunde Tabi, Buhari's nephew, who is at the time the de facto president. That trillions of money was found in his account. A boy born in the 80s. Nobody is saying anything about it. Nobody is saying anything. So you just come here, you pick pockets of one issue, and you start praising the president. Praise the president for
No,
what?
it's not about praising the president, sir. We're looking at opening up the cans of worms.
Yes.
Emefiele has been talking. Emefiele has been picked. Of course, you know that Adu technically has lost his
All
job.
of us
He
know-
has
all
lost
of-
his job.
Whether technically, I don't understand what you mean by technically. I want him by technically.
No,
A substantive CBM governor have been appointed. You are saying technically.
No. I'm talking about Edu, better Edu. No matter
Okay, better Edu.
technically, she has been scapegoat and she has lost
Yes, okay.
relevance in
No,
Nigeria.
let me tell you.
Now,
See,
she
sir,
might open up later.
That is the micro we're looking for. We're looking
that is
for
the macro analysis and macro aspect of that.
So
we are not fighting ourselves and talking jargons. Okay, sorry, not jargon. Whether relevant, because we are looking at the micro. Let us wait for the micro. Listen, there are hidden things.
I'm aware of what you're saying. I'm a Nigerian. But we are not going to be here. Listen to me, sir. We are not going to be here, trying to propagate or, we are managing information. You are not going to be here trying to paint a picture of micro, macro to defend what is not good or what is good. This is a woman that has been, that has done something wrong. And she has been indicted.
Her cup is filled up.
No, I disagree with you that from that saying she had been indicted. No, sir.
No, she has not been indicted.
Let's use the word appropriately.
Yes. No, sorry.
Yes.
She has not been indicted, but there was a whistleblower. She's been picked, like Emefiele too was picked for whatever reasons by the presidency. Now, what we are saying, will this not to an extent create a restraint? We know all of them. We know all of the bodies. The average Nigerian has gone deep into this shit. We are not here defending what is not good. We are here saying this present body language, will it in any way create some credibility or put some people on check?
Well, let me tell you, sir. Let me tell you, before you conclude, let me tell you.
Yes.
We know that there are some certain ministers that whether the president saw that they loot trillions of naira from their ministry, the president will turn his face to the other side. That is the fact.
That's your assumption.
I said no. It's my opinion and my assumption. I don't want to mention names. Okay, for instance, now I've told you now about our darling boy minister, who is doing well in the Ministry of Interior. Yes, to be fair to you, since I started following Tunji Ojo, his actions and his reforms and all that.
Agreed.
That does not mean that when he's found wanting, that because he's doing well, that we should also keep our eyes and the president should keep mute. I think I also read now that he has been summoned to Aso Rock. That he said he formed a company that is a new, what they call, something. What is the name of that? His company. He formed it, but in 2019, when he was elected into the office to National Assembly, he resigned as the chairman, the CMD of the company, and but he has shares there. And the same company that has been found wanting now with Ministry of Humanitarian and Poverty Alleviation. So how did the company he has interest got that contract? His contract got that contract from another ministry in the same government you are serving. So you are telling us that you have not been compromised. Something is happening now. Why has the president not acted since this thing came to public domain? Because the case of Better Edu was suspended on Monday, and the issue was read on Thursday or Friday last week. So the president was proactive enough to make sure now there's another minister who is also somehow fingered on this contract scandal, and yet you've not taken action. You're supposed to. What is good for the goose is also good for the gander. Why not take that same measure using Better Edu to also suspend the minister and also cause for investigation?
Do you understand? Let us begin to raise the issues. Do you know that there are some questions about the Minister for Federal Capital over, instead of finishing the house of the vice president, initiating this is our waste pipes.
See, No, I don't want to even go to. Let's not even go to the budget. The budget of 2024 budget. If you look at that budget, Jesus.
Your head.
No. I am not an economist. I can at least with the little knowledge we have in economics, at least if you analyze that budget, you will know
A
that
sitting president will say no.
Nigeria
no.
is going nowhere. Now look at a budget where you said the student loan that you introduced, you only budgeting 5 billion, but you are budgeting how much? 6 billion to buy cars for the legislators, and you are budgeting 1.something billion to buy car for your wife. And how many students do you think we have in this country? Both those who study abroad and a student loan, and you are budgeting just 5 billion.
500,000.
5 billion.
500,000
And you are
for
budgeting
medical students.
Yes, and you are budgeting how much to buy a yacht. That has no economic value, that will not add any economic value to this country, that will not bring anything good to
And
this
the
country.
sitting government is
that
not by the
for the
sea.
bourgeois.
What
Yes,
for?
it's for the bourgeois. Now you are telling us, no, let's not go to, we are discussing Edu matter today. Another day you can invite us to come and analyze 2024 budget. You discover that there are a lot of issues that that budget take us nowhere. And in this country.
Barrister Tim, the ministers were just appointed a few months back.
Yes.
I don't think is it up to 3 months since they came about.
This is the 5th month.
The 5th month, and you began to wonder as if they've already had it in plan that in Nigeria, what you are appointed is an avenue for you to loot and to do whatever you want to do, and in some cases you go away with it. And when they say they're going to be probing, at the end of the day, that people may not see the light of the day. Now, the economy of Nigeria is suffering as a result of all this. So how do we ensure that this looting of a thing does not continue and our money is shot up to the extent that we're able to secure our money as Nigerians? Because whenever they loot, the masses suffers. Look at the humanitarian ministry that's supposed to be for the poor
people.
And you tell us that this ministry is for the poor people, is to alleviate poverty. And now money is being taken out of the ministry to a private account. And we see what she did again when the heat was on. She ran quickly to Aso Rock to see the president, and they denied her access, and her security card was taken. She was embarrassed out of the villa with a security van. The car she drove there was seized. She didn't return back to. So how do we ensure that things like this are stopped and our finances is secure?
See, let me tell you, the fact that I'm not for the president, is our president, like Kayode have said, that he's a city president, in respect of how he came in, that whether it's credible or not credible, is the city president. Yes, he's the city president, our president. Yes, that is how any sane administrator or any sane president should act. Once anything happens, you don't pamper corruption. The way Betta Edu was treated, yes. If that's how other presidents have been doing that, it was only Obasanjo, like I said, Obasanjo, like I said, that had the guts to even the IG of the police sent him to prison. You understand what I'm trying to say? Until we have such people who mount the presidency and say no, they will have zero tolerance for corruption. There is no way we can. When you are asked the question, how do we? Which are the we are talking about? Are we talking about the common Nigerians? Which power do we have? If you talk too much now, if I talk too much here, and they said maybe they have breached some security protocols, and DSS will start inviting me and start asking me questions. Whereas the people they are supposed to ask questions, who are looting money, they are there. You start asking Nigerians who are talking not to talk. So they can't censor us. We will speak. Even though they want to call us for question, we will go there. But to say you censor Nigerians, we will continue to speak. And we are speaking the fact. It's only when we speak what is not real that you say you can take us for libel or slander, whatever. But what we are saying now, let's speak the fact. Like I told you, look at that ministry that was created by the previous administration. It's a conduit pipe to actually siphon the commonwealth of this country. The former minister, Sadiq Umar Farouk, is now currently about how many billion? 40 billion naira that was shared among themselves. No trace, nothing. And now I think he's answering question from EFCC now. and is currently in now Edu, the same ministry. Better Edu is also coming. So let me tell you that there's something happening in that ministry. It's just, I'm sure it's a ministry created to make sure they further impoverished Nigerians, thinking that they are. This is a very vital ministry. This is a ministry that is closer to the people. This is a ministry that is supposed to alleviate millions of Nigerians out of poverty, but yet nobody. That this ministry, this same thing, it happened under Buhari. It's not happening even the few how many days that this administration have served in the office. Now this thing is happening. But well, I don't know if you have to open up in all ministries. It's not just only Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. No, not only. It cuts across all ministries. It's only when there's this an adage that odd dog eats excreta. Yeah. It's only the one that you saw in the mouth that you understand. That is what is happening to Edu now. It is today Edu, but tomorrow we pray that God will continue to make sure they reveal and expose all they are doing. So because this is the beginning. Because
amen. Make I say amen.
we pray if that will happen. But okay. Amen. But to me, in my opinion, I know God, the president doesn't have that capacity to fight corruption because the system that brought him in is not really
not too healthy.
Not too healthy. So you cannot see.
We will continue to say it is not healthy. It's not progressive. It's not developmental.
So, but in order, like you said, in order for him to write his name in the sense of time, in order to also correct this this impression we have, let him perform. Nobody. If he perform, if he do credibly well, Nigerians will even vote for him. The next in 2027 election, people are talking about 2027 election. See, politicians are already beating drum for 2027, whereas the one at hand now we've not even. It's not to see how to make sure this government work, how to bring this government to table so that people are thinking about 2027, whether you and I, whether they will be alive 2027. It's only God that has the power to give life. Let's wait in let's use what is on ground now. We are not talking about 2027, but if the president do excellently well and people liberated from poverty and he will have the second term. But if you don't perform, but we know, Nigerian president, when Buhari in 2019, the way he came to power, he said he won the election in 2019 when it was very obvious. See, let me tell you, Nigerian, this politician, there's no way you can, until we reform, there's be a big reform in this country. When we talk about revolution, people will think about it is a bloody revolution. No. There should be a revolution in the entire system that will have to overhaul the entire system and flush out all these bad eggs in politics and make sure that the right people come to politics. The right people, Professor Patu Tommy said something long ago. I think was it under the military or long ago? He said something. Let me paraphrase him. He said, give the oil well, the entire oil wealth of this nation to the politicians. Tell them to leave this country for us. Just let them take the oil wealth. Let the politicians leave us so that the technocrats can come in to fix this country. I will tell you, if the right people come to power, even without the oil wealth, they will fix this country.
Will do well. Now, Reverend Ima, finally, as we begin to round up, if you were the President of the Republic, you are a reverend gentleman, you preach the gospel, under the dispensation, what would you have done?
First, go back to the Constitution.
Concerning Edu?
I won't answer you. Edu's case is not a case.
No, for instance.
Let me
1 minute, listen to me, sir. As we begin to wrap, because time is on our side, under this dispensation, if you were the President of the Republic of Nigeria, or if this matter was in your table concerning the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, what would have been your option to solving the challenge?
Edu's case is a product of our wrongs. So I won't.
Now that the wrong has been committed,
let me tell you the basic.
That's the subject of our discourse.
In
1 minute, sir, what would you have done? Pamper her, keep her in your pocket.
I will correct what institutes corruption.
In 1 day.
Whatever time it will take me. Okay. And that is this.
Okay.
Let us remove immunities. Listen, sir. There are so many immunities in our constitutions that need to. I'm happy he's a lawyer here, practicing one. Once we remove these immunities, everybody will
So
come in
it
and
means
see
to
them.
only cover the president, the vice president, the governor,
And
and the deputy governor. Like
Yes.
that's all. It does not. The military does not
Does
cover
not
the
extend to
ministers
minister
or
or commissioners.
any other
That's not
commissioners or any other political.
So,
appointees.
by the time Benjamin, in less than 1 minute, let's have your last word concerning this issue.
Well,
If you were in the position and this matter is on your table as the president of the republic, what would you have done to keep this issue?
well, thank God I'm not in the position. So I will emphasize. I will only tell you what the president should do
Yes.
this time. Yes, the president have done well by setting up a panel to investigate the matter.
Yes.
So let's wait for the outcome of the panel. I think it's to be headed by the minister of Minister of Finance and that coordinate the economy.
Yes.
So let
National
them
plan.
yes
Exactly,
let
the
yes
national
let, let them come out with their investigation.
Yeah.
After coming out with their investigation, first of all, Edu has also indicted herself by even agreeing that she raised the memo and that there's nothing wrong in the memo she raised.
Yeah.
But they've told her that that memo was wrong. So, like Reverend said here, we are looking at the macro. Let the panel also look at the micro analysis and come out with a better result so that the people, the public will be informed about what has been happening in that ministry. I'm sure. And also, what I should also do that they should not only probe the ministry alone. Also, the Accountant General's office should also be looked at.
So if found wanted, she be sacked.
Who, if the, of course,
Okay.
of course, they should send her, they should show her the way out, because in a sane society, in a sane clan, before you raise any issue, once there is any integrity issue, you'll be the first to resign, not you waiting for you to be sent out. You'll be the first.
After refunding our money.
No, I say in a sane society, once there's any error at all, you'll be the first to resign.
Well,
So
viewers, on that
open-
point, we are going to be running the times on our side. It has been quite interesting having Reverend Iman Jacob, Barrister Tim Mbijume, and of course, Gayam and Miriam has been part of this whole anchor. We appreciate all of us that have been part of it. Our program director, Liz Diobu, and Odion Odinwe, Ayewo, and all of the PD crew. Daybreak continues tomorrow. Thank you. I'm Kayode Aluede.